Okay, so this is what's happening right now. The government is allowing people to have their retirement money, to have access to their retirement. Hey, bruh, I want to say this clearly. Anyone, guys, don't fuck up and take your retirement stuff. It is the biggest scam I have ever had. Okay. So we have a problem of economic problems in South Africa. So basically what's happening is that money is not moving in South Africa, right? There's no exchange of goods enough. There's no movement of money enough, right? For our economy to boom, right? So the government is trying to boost our economy. This is what's happening. Guys, your retirement fund is already taxed when you get paid, basically. Because it's taken from your salary when you get paid and it's taxed. The government, in trying to boost the economy, they want people to access their retirement and tax them again. They tax you here when you are working and go around on retirement and tax that shit again. South Africa is the best, bro.
That China is really tough because someone you want to take it lightly, like you need the oil to just keep you.
Tough.
I think
akuthafu mfethu la vele kuyabathafu mfethu mawedwa mfethu akuyashana leyo mpahla mfethu.
No, it's fine.
Ngifuna sikhulume la mfethu, uyangazi mina nje mfethu, uyangazi mina my thing mfethu yazi is doing the things that needs to happen manje dog. Yo boy, manje siyaphoqeleka ukuthi I need to create ngaso sonke isikhathi, yabo ngibe nezinto yabo engisharayo, stuff like that. Into oqala nje bengifuna ukuyithinta mfethu, yazi lento ngiyeke isikhathi eside ne, because bengifuna ukuthi iphume yonke ngisizwe isitolo sayo sonke siphelele, because angifuni ukuba reactional, yabo bengafuni ukureact kuphela. So ngilindile ukuthi kwenzeke zonke izinto. Lempahla lethekeni ubani uChidima ngithi the one the 10 bizama ukuranela uMiss South Africa ne. Okay, so istory sesiphelele in my understanding manje, and there's a court case against umawayo lethekeni ne by Home Affairs yaseMzansi. So this is the story ne, as we know it now, because ngihlalile ngangasho lutho. Okay, so it's story city ithekeni ubabwayo owase Nigeria, umawayo owase Mozambique. Well, at least inangi yakhe it's Mozambique, like ngazi ukuthi umuntu ophuma eMozambique ngenze uthi use South African citizen over time, but she's Mozambican, right? Then she gives birth in South Africa, right? And she has a kid in South Africa. After giving birth in South Africa, so for her kid to be South African, she then uses identity of a South African woman and registers her kid under this woman, which makes the kid Chidima, right? Which makes her South African on paper because of that, right? So all this time, that's what had happened in the past. The girl goes and runs for Miss South Africa. When she runs for Miss South Africa, and the weirdest part, someone actually tweeted under her this girl's post when she was running for Miss South Africa. This person tweets that, yo, the name of the girl doesn't give South African. It sounds like the girl is not from South Africa, from the name only, right? This person tweeted that. This is how the whole thing started, right? So when the whole thing starts, DJ Sbu, Ubani, the other lady, I forget her name, Upaltusi, Lentomazanu, Tyler, you know, these are some of the celebrities aseMzansi who got behind her, right? Okay, let's be fair for them. They got behind her not knowing Uguti she's not South African, right? They just supported her side, not knowing the facts about her. Nobody knew. Even the person who tweeted didn't know the facts about the girl. The person was tweeting on the basis of the name. That's yo, bro. This name is not South African, and the person happens to be right. Okay, cool. And then fast forward, the girl, after the whole controversy, she drops out of Miss South Africa, And then the Home Affairs, South African Home Affairs, because the ministers were tweeting everyone, especially because she didn't make, this girl fumbled by celebrating with Nigerians being on the, being a finalist of Miss South Africa. She went on and celebrated with Nigerian, side of her family and stuff, right? They were there celebrating. And now this was like a push, obviously, to South Africans to say, yo, bro, you are running for Miss South Africa and you are celebrating with Nigerians that you are running for Miss South Africa, right? Now, this escalates the thing. Ministers start saying, yo, Home Affairs, you need to check this person, right? Something is giving Zimbabwe. That's what they were saying. You know that this saying, right? So then they go and check her, and then they find all the things that are just laid out. Okay. Now, after everything happens, celebrities, at least I saw DJ Smooth came out and apologized for supporting her, because she was like, yo, I don't support criminality, or corruption, for a person to do that. I didn't know, right? I was pushing for this person as someone who's sponsoring Miss SA, because Mafia is a sponsor under Miss SA. So he was supporting for that, right? Cool. Now, endorsement of the girl. Now, the girl goes and runs for Miss Nigeria, right? Yes, so when she goes and runs for Miss Nigeria, which is the current situation now, right? South Africans want her to win Miss Nigeria. Yeah, right? So the reason South Africans want her to win Miss Nigeria is because Nigerians were pushing for her to win Miss South Africa, even though she's not South African. They were angry that South Africans are saying she mustn't run for Miss South Africa, right? So they were saying South Africans are discriminating her to run for Miss South Africa. So now, because she's running for Miss Nigeria, she's accepted under Miss Nigeria because her dad is Nigerian. So they accept her to run for Miss Nigeria. So what happens is that then because South Africans say, yo, she's one of us because she stays here, but we didn't want her to win Miss South Africa. South Africans go then vote for her. They want her to win Miss Nigeria. So they voted for her. She became number one. So when the under voting so far, she's number one. She's leading the charts because South Africans are voting for her. They want her to win Miss Nigeria. Yeah. So that's the story. So I want to hear your say, dog.
Dog, it's funny. I'm happy with that story. So apparently, South Africans being the typical South Africans, are you aware of the current situation of a guy from South Africa ordering Bolt in Nigeria? I saw
that. Yeah, that's one of the things I wanted us to talk about. So, but Bolt ended up stopping that. Yeah.
What's happening with South Africans? So you know what's funny?
Yeah.
So from what I heard, so apparently, let's leave the story of
Chidima.
Actually on her, because that's also, let's put it aside, because we're focusing
on Chidima,
our daughter.
Yeah.
I feel like
okay. Yeah.
Now that's it. Now these South Africans, our beloved sisters and brothers, how now are they switching up on her because there's this chubby girl from Nigeria.
Yeah.
What's her name? It's Miss what? Miss Para.
Yeah, I saw.
I saw.
I saw.
You are perfect. So you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna switch up on you now. We're not gonna vote for you. We're gonna vote for this one. So I think we like controversy. Like honestly, you see with us.
I see.
We just want it to be like.
I know.
It's bad.
It's terrible, bruh. But it's like a beef between South Africa and basically and Nigeria. Well, it's not a beef. It's like competition. It's been like that for some time.
Banter.
Yeah, banter.
Yeah, when you say it's beef, it's just like, can I have steak? But it's just banter. You know, you come at me, I come at you, but it's more settled.
Yeah. But it's been competition against South Africa and Nigeria, either economically or sports with Bafana. So that's one of the things too that's happened, because that's the thing that you're talking about Bolts, that's happened, and Nigerians did the same thing to Bolts in South Africa. Yeah, so Bolts had to shut down, that they had to track down on people ordering Bolts rides while they are very far. They're not even in the country. So Bolt had to shut it down. But on Chidima, Doc, what is your point? What is your point of view? What you think it was fair? Because I want to say this like this, right? I have a friend, right? She is from, well, she's from, what you call this country? She's from Zanzibar in Africa. What is the name of the country where Zanzibar is? Tanzania, yes. She's from Tanzania, yes. So she's from Tanzania, but she's been living in South. Basically, everything she knows is South African.
Tanzania.
Yeah, Tanzania. Yes. She's from Tanzania, but she's been there. She's been in South Africa since like 2004, if I'm not mistaken, until now. She only went back to Tanzania for the first time last year. She hadn't been to Tanzania since 2004. She arrived here in South Africa as a kid, right? So then now when I see, and one of the disadvantages for her that she had, when we were having financial aid and stuff in South Africa for university, she didn't qualify because as much as she has the South African documents, she has South African documents now, like the Green Book and stuff, but it still didn't help her to get like benefits as a citizen of South Africa, you know? What is your point of view on these support situations? What would you say? Like with someone like Chidima. Chidima is born in South Africa. She doesn't know anything but South Africa, right? Obviously, she has a Nigerian dad and a Mozambican mother, you know? Yeah. So what do you have to say to something like that? Do you think it's fair? What do you think?
You know what's happening according to what I know and what I see.
Yeah.
I think it's fair on her because you don't choose where you are born, you understand?
Yeah.
It's all about your parents. And I think when we go back, the issue was not about her, you understand? I have a father who is a Nigerian. I have a mother who's a
Mozambican. Yeah.
These two people are foreigners in an African country. And having to be an African, it doesn't make sense for you to be a foreigner in your own country or let's say in your continent, because this is who I am. You know, we travel abroad, we understand the stigma comes with being African and we know what it is to be African. So for you to be discriminated in Africa, it doesn't make sense. So for me, I think, you know, the problem comes with, you know, every land has laws, you understand? Even when you go to just a continent having to be villages, and it was not with it was just a continent with villages. But you know, if I step in this land, they have their ways of doing things, they have their way of functioning. It goes hand in hand. You understood that if I step to this territory, this is how I behave.
Yeah.
This is how I present myself. This is how they are.
Yeah.
And I think that mistake didn't start with her. The mistake started with the mother. Fake identity, you understand?
Yeah.
And how the mother gets to a point where she actually has an ID document that actually holds her as a South African. And now from there, having a Nigerian boyfriend, you married a guy and you have a child. And both of our system is okay. Not that it's okay, because it could pick up that this is a South African woman, this is a Nigerian man, maybe they got married and now they have a child. And mind you, even if they were not married, even her, a Mozambican woman, if she gave South Africa, by our law, she came to be a South African. The parents can register her as a South African, but with a dual citizenship. So I don't understand why it became a problem for her to not be a South African, because I understand her names that, okay, obviously they, but she was born in South Africa.
Okay. Just to correct you on that one. So this is why I didn't want to get on the story early. I wanted to get the facts. So apparently, laws as South Africa don't. Actually, I was surprised too. According to South African laws, I forget what is the law, but Home Affairs Minister said this. This is what they said. If a person is born in South Africa from foreign parents, it doesn't make them South African. So what South Africa does is that they give you a document to say, this document basically is addressing that we acknowledge that Stabiso is born in South Africa, in this hospital at this time, but they are the citizen of this place. So it doesn't make you South African to be born in South Africa, right? From foreign parents. This, I didn't know this. I thought otherwise too. I was so surprised when I heard that. For you to be South African, you have to have a parent or both of your parents being South African, right? And then only then you can be a recognized South African citizen. But then if you are born in South Africa from foreign parents, it doesn't make you South African. Actually,
we have a problem.
Okay.
The mother claimed to be South African.
Okay, wait, now to hold you on that. Remember I told you about my friend, right? The friend of mine has been in South Africa since she was a kid. She was very young, actually. She in 2004, right? She's probably, I don't know how old she is now. Maybe, she's like 25 now, right? She was just behind me, right? In 2004, she arrives in South Africa with her parents, right? Now, fast forward later on, at the university level, she was denied financial aid, despite her having papers as someone who is, because now she's a South African she's a South African, not citizen, but there's something they say. She's a South African resident or something like that. She has the Green Book thing. She has a Green Book thing, a South African passport too, right? But she doesn't get privileges of being South African. She didn't get financial aid at the university despite her having documentation. Do you see now the difference? Now imagine then have someone giving birth. This means their kid is not going to be South African. If someone cannot, even if they've been in South Africa for so long, but they can't even get financial aid. Do you see what it means? It means she grew up there, from grade 1 primary school to end of school. She started it all in South Africa. Everything she knows is South African, more than she would know Tanzania, right? She doesn't know Tanzania. Do you see? So now there's a difference. So this is the point here now that happens with Chidima. It's tough.
You see, yeah, I hear you, but my concern is Chidima doesn't represent us because she was never exposed to our culture in the sense that she understands that we are a rainbow nation in a sense, you understand?
Okay, but now that's a problem then. If she doesn't represent South Africa, I might as well say I don't represent South Africa too. Because I don't see the difference between myself and her. She's born in South Africa, she's raised in South Africa. Do you understand? So then, I feel like she's more South African than she is Nigerian. What makes her Nigerian is that she has a Nigerian father, genetics. But as far as her upbringing, she grew up in Soweto. True. Okay, what I didn't understand about her, she doesn't speak any South African language. Come on, bro. You can't say you're South African. You grew up in South Africa. Outside is Zulu. I don't understand that. Outside Ganja is Zulu. That's dodgy, bro. Yeah, that's dodgy. I don't understand that part. But let's say it's true. Okay. Let's say she's born in South Africa. She grows up in South Africa, and then she tries to run for Miss South Africa. Right. I'm not saying South Africans are wrong for saying she can't run. Right. But to be fair, that's all she knows, South Africa. If this is the, I'm just playing devil's advocate here. Let's say it's true. I feel like she is more South African than Nigerian, if that's the case, right? So it's become so unfair for her, actually. I feel like her life is just so unfair in an essence, if you think about it. Because now she has to go run for Miss Nigeria, and she doesn't even know Nigerian languages, nor does she know Nigeria like that.
It's by courtesy, right?
Yeah, it's obviously because now she wasn't taken for Miss South Africa. I can understand. Yeah, I mean, also given the history between South Africa and Nigeria, you would understand why that would happen.
The rivalry is just too much.
Yeah, the rivalry is very bad, bro. It's very bad. But yeah, I get your point. So anything you want to add on that? What do you think? But that's the case. She's saying that she's raised in South Africa full on. She's never been, she never lived in Nigeria before. So, yeah.
One thing I'll say to you, for me, I always embrace black women, and I think black women are the most beautiful thing ever. And for us, because these patients we go about and we feel like it's not us, and because this is privately owned, by the way. It's not the government that says.
That was another surprise. People didn't know this, by the way. Thank you for raising that. This is one of the reasons I didn't actually do the video. There's so much information that people didn't know. I had to wait for that. Turns out Miss South Africa is a privately owned entity. Has nothing to do with South Africa or South African government. Well, it has to do with South Africa in a sense that it's Miss South Africa. But it's not run by South African governments. Thank you for raising that point too.
So you see, Mtwana, to be honest with you, the way the state, I think it's also a good thing for her, because I think if you're going for publicity, just wanting to be out there, she's a very good example of whatever is going on around the world. Because I can be black from maybe my parents being African, I could be British, my parents fully African people. But I claim to be British, I claim to be American, you understand?
Yeah, I feel you.
At this point, he has all the right to be South African, because I was born in South Africa. My identity says South African. The only problem that came was the mother, because the mother faked her documents.
Okay, another thing, sorry to cut you. Yeah, true, I agree with you. The mother was a problem in the sense that she did that to her, because she didn't do that. As a kid, you don't know anything. If you turn out Tabiso all of a sudden, you are Zimbabwean, how? Your dad didn't tell you, what's Hutu, you are Zulu your whole life. There's nothing you can do. True. Okay. Now, on the same idea, another point actually that I wanted to point out, actually now something is skipping my mind, but another point that I wanted to point out, I feel like if she wasn't running for Miss South Africa, but she was playing sports, she wasn't going to get the same criticism.
I know who you're thinking of. I know.
Sure.
My sister is a different situation, you understand? You know, when it comes to rugby, we have these academies, you understand?
Yeah.
I think people like Obo Batista, I'm not sure if he was, because I have never heard him speak or anything.
The problem is Tabiso Uti, she's running, when you win Miss South Africa, it's only you, Tabiso. You understand? It's unlike when you are in sport, like playing rugby or football, right? Because you are within a team, there are other people, so you are helping South Africans because you are with South Africans. Manja, if you're going to win Miss South Africa, to be fair, I don't think she was going to win Miss South Africa anyway. But let's say if she's going to run and win Miss South Africa, bro, and you by yourself, we all know you are Nigerian and you are going as Miss South Africa. Yeah. That's a problem, dog.
You know what was? For her being a finalist and to actually being in a position where you're representing being who you are. And the part through, it's just a bunch of, now I wouldn't say foreigners, just something that doesn't relate to South African people, like the culture, what it stands for. And mind you, just like people are bragging, the music doesn't resonate with us. Right now we have a piano that's popping, we have boom that has been popping, we have quieted as you going for Afrobeat. Afrobeat is not us. That Afrobeat, because it represents us, it has that thing that just spiritual. And because when it comes to music, so we're just like a case where you would win. Would we see a Zulu person doing
I get you.
Would we see a Tswana person just doing, their ritual? I'm just like, this doesn't make sense. So when you go abroad, even Afrikaners, I feel like we take them for granted. Afrikaners, besides being white and black, Afrikaners are purely what African white people are.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, I work with a lot of them. Good guys, bro. They actually, to be fair, I felt, I told the other guy the other day, these guys tend to represent SA. They love South Africa even more than me, bro. Like you, they are like South African. Yeah. They really are about the flag. Okay, sorry, it's Tabby, so I'm gonna check my camera and then we're gonna talk about something else. Okay, Sure. Cool. Yeah, another thing, let's move on from this Chidima thing. I wish her well, actually, and I wish South Africans vote for her, and and I wish for her to win Miss Nigeria, actually. Yeah.
I'm willing to debate. So,
yeah.
Yeah, I hope she understands her people, but I wish her luck. And I actually support her, but I wish she can be strong, and I recognize her as South African.
Me too, actually. I kind of recognize her as South African, but I understand it too, why South Africans will feel otherwise about it. Okay, let's close that one. I want to talk about this new thing, bro, that's going on. Hey, South Africa is a mess, bro. Okay, so this is what's happening right now. The government is allowing people to have their retirement money, to have access to their retirement. South Africa is a mess, bro. So people now in SA, they can have, I forgot if they can have a third or a half of their tax. I forgot. Two parts, right?
Yeah, 2 parts.
Yes, it's almost like you can have either or, right?
Yeah. But you can have a portion of your retirement.
Yeah, you can have a portion of your retirement, almost half, right? Hey, bruh, I want to say this clearly. Anyone, guys, don't fuck up and take your retirement stock. It is the biggest scam I have ever had. It's the most bullshit of bullshit ever, bro. It's the bullshit of bullshit stock. So, yo, bro, this thing of people having access to their retirement is a bullshit of bullshit. Let me tell you what's happening. It's the biggest bullshit ever. This is what the government is doing, okay? We have economic problem in South Africa, okay? One of the biggest problems in South Africa with economy, actually, please remind me something. There's something I'm thinking of. Please remind me when I'm done. It's about the building of houses. Is in Duma Ramaphosa. It says we build. There's something I want to say about that. Okay, so we have a problem of economic problems in South Africa. So basically what's happening is that money is not moving in South Africa, right? There's no exchange of goods enough. There's no movement of money enough, right? For our economy to boom, right? So the government is trying to boost our economy. So they're like, what? And this, one of the reasons, by the way, that's encouraged this initiative by the government is the fact that, remember, if you will remember teachers, I know some teachers, actually, people even close to me in my family who did this. So people will retire, and then after retiring, gets their retirement, and reapply and go back, right? That's what they would do because they were not allowed to get their retirement funds. So the government comes with the plan that's, we're going to give you, I think they have, as you said, 2 parts, they have options to choose. If they want half or they want a quarter, they can choose how much they want from their retirement to boost the economy, right? Now, this is what's happening. Guys, your retirement fund is already taxed when you get paid, basically, because it's taken from your salary when you get paid and it's taxed. The government, in trying to boost the economy, they want people to access their retirement and tax them again. Yeah, damn, it's the most fuck up bullshit of bullshit. There's nothing like that, bro. The government is saying you can have your retirement money, but if you have access to your retirement money, we're gonna tax you just like how we would tax you. If you get 300,000, we're gonna tax you like how we would tax at 300,000. There's nothing special. If you take 500,000, we're taxing that 500k, depending on how much you have. You take that, whatever you take, we're taxing that. Yes, bro. They are robbing people. That's the biggest robbery ever. How are you taxing a money that you've taxed? You are taxing the money that it has been taxed. You're following it from, can you imagine, they follow your money to retirement and tax you with retirement. They tax you here where you are working and go around on retirement and tax that shit again.
So what does it say about our economy? Right now, where there's no employment. You understand?
Yeah.
Who claims those monies? Let's be honest. You go to someone that's working on a petrol station to claim that you won't take. It's mostly people that are working for government. So what's happened? Because they're not telling us.
What they're doing, bro. I get it. What they're trying to do is to boost the economy, because the problem, our economy is flat right now with Tabis. Our economy is flat. There's nothing happening that will boost the economy. Yeah, for our economy to be booming, because you need economy to have movements of goods and stuff like that. Money is exchanging hands and stuff. So our economy is stuck, right? People don't have access to that money. Now you make me think I need to call my sister, because my sister is most likely to do this thing. I need to call her actually. So our economy is, yeah, I'm gonna call her because I know she's gonna do this. She's a teacher, and I know my sister has issues, man, and she might go on and do this thing. She's gonna mess up, dog, if she does this.
Yeah.
So what's happening? Yeah.
We need those conversations.
No, we need to have those conversations, dog. We need to have those conversations. We can't be that desperate to do this shit, bro. They're fucking with, they are messing people up, dog. That's the most bullshit of bullshit. That's what I want to say about that thing. And they are playing with people's, they are playing with people's desperations, right? Because people are broke and people are starving in South Africa. We know how expensive things are, to the extent that if you are a teacher and you are owing for your car maybe 200 and something thousand that you've been paying for 2 years, you are owing for your house another 100,000 because you took loan from the bank to build your house or to buy a house. So now you are down in loans and shit. Maybe you are owing overall 500,000. Someone says to you, yo, you can make that 500,000 go away by taking from your retirement. Right? Now this also implies then if you take from your retirement, you are back to square one, buff. You don't have money, you don't have anything on your retirement. You are back to square one. If your retirement was $1 million, dog, and you take 500k or 600k from that shit, nigga.
Never allow you. They'll never allow you.
You don't, if it's too, yeah.
Like, look at something, a quarter is even too much. Like, look at like 30% max.
Yeah, but they were still gonna charge that shit. Yeah, let's say even if it's 100,000, that's another thing. That's how you know. Let's say you get 100,000 from this 1 million maybe you have off your thing. They're gonna take it. They're gonna take it anyway. And they are playing on people's desperations because they know that South Africans are in debt. People are owing. Economy is not moving. One of the reasons that our economy is not even moving is because when the government tries to create jobs, they create administrative stuff rather than jobs that's actually going to push the economy, right? If you say you want to create jobs that's going to open infrastructure. Someone who's going to build bridges, create jobs that's going to open things. Yes. Yeah, you can't say you create jobs and then you have teacher assistants and then you said you created 1 million jobs, but next year those people are not going to be working the following year. That's what they're doing. It's administrative job, dog. Because if you say you want to have a job like that, you should give a person an actual job to be a teacher assistant officially, and that person works there the following year. You can't say someone is a teacher assistant this year and next year they're unemployed.
For 6 months.
Yeah. But then that's what I'm saying. They are creating, it's like an illusion to say they are creating jobs. Yeah, well, and this is one of the issues our economy is not working. Yeah, man.
And you know what's funny? Our sisters and brothers are going to praise the government. They're doing something. But you're not structuring the economy. It doesn't make sense. I must praise you for it all. Fuck it.
That's what they do, bro. But that's what they do. That's the standard. That's where we are as South Africans. Another thing that confuses me. I was watching when Malema was confronting Ramaphosa about the 1 million homes he said he was going to build. He said he's going to build 1 million houses and stuff, right? And then, and he didn't, right? And when he mentioned, because I always hear this, because I have friends, by the way, who work in government too. So I always hear them say this type of stuff. That's I never understand. Ramaphosa says this thing again. I've heard this so many times. One of the problems that we had, Uguti, he says, like in the cases of building houses, is that we send money to the municipality. Maybe they build some homes, right? And then some of the companies that's supposed to do the job, they do not do the job, and then money ends up having to go back. It doesn't, like this thing. I've had this thing so many times. Even with arts and culture, I have friends with government. They will always say those type of things, which doesn't make sense to me. How is this money goes back to government when we have so many problems? Like right there. Like how? And they always have money having to go back. The arts and culture in KZN used to do this thing too. All the time towards end of the year, they will hold tournaments trying to spend money that they didn't spend the whole year because money has to be returned back to government. The fuck is that? I don't understand that. We have so many problems, roads not built, you're sending money back? What happened? So that's what Ramaphosa was saying too yesterday. One of the problems that he sends money to build homes, and then some of the money has to come back because the companies that were supposed to build the homes didn't build that. What's your opinion on that? But I don't understand that. That confuses me.
You know, when you go to black empowerment and we talk about issues of tenders, we talk about
yeah,
that is what I was supposed to be. Basically. You know, it's very funny that we take these things lightly because Obona, your usual guy driving now, Mercedes, trust me, it's all just an illusion because politicians are not leaders. They just want to be on the table, understand me? They just want to be with the la creams, the ones that now are making the decisions, not in a bad way. I want to say this in a sense that it mustn't seem like it's more of a theoretical approach, just on a level between just like politicians have manipulated us so much to the sense that we don't understand the truth because we choose people to represent us, but once they get on the table, they forget about us. When you dishing out tenders now are not reflecting what the community is supposed to do. Of paper, it makes sense. But on the ground, when you get there, you realize this is bullshit. Because tenders go out. People are jobs to make sure start up, we're creating a bridge, we're doing more. Trust me, when you bid for these things, it's not about empowering it's all about friendship.
Who do you know?
And now because they also want to eat, they want to be in control of me from being top level. How do I be like, so communities don't benefit. So when that was, you understand, this is so bad that money is being spent. And party, you do your audit, irregularity, then what is supposed to be. Next day, money has to be sent back. And if that money you cannot account for, trust me, that project is going to stop. You're going to look from payers. They pay back them to complete a project that the project manager couldn't facilitate and manage properly. You understand? So what are you saying to us? Who is the problem? Is it us as the community or the people that are supposed to be delivering the services? And you as the upper person, why do you want to have of everyone until you get to the community? Because your objective is to give out that tender. You're giving a project because in Newcastle, I don't understand what's going on. You need a bridge. And I'm saying you are the mayor. For the implement a project to build this, you're just like, no, I cannot implement because I need a project manager. I need someone to bid for a tender, and after they bid for the tender, then it's gonna work out for the whole community. You understand? Okay, yeah, no, I'm a mayor, but now I have a minister of water. So these channels, we don't understand. We're just normal citizens. We're normal community members, and we just want a bridge here. Why now you're telling us about these channels which you understand about and we don't? I speak with you. This is supposed to happen. And you come, and I'm just a typical Zulu guy, typical talk guy, typical Sisutu guy, a typical Ndebele guy. I don't understand. Or even like a Limpopo guy who's just like, yo, I don't understand the channels. But I vote with the once you get to it, it's just like I mean, for us telling me about this has to happen, this has to happen. But we can't tell alarm. Why are you telling me about the mayor? Why the mayor is telling me about Undunanku? I don't give a fuck. telling me for president, how does it make sense? And with all the tractors standing here, so who should I speak?
Yeah. This brings me to also, now that you are raising this issue that you are saying, it brings me to the recent thingy. I don't know if you've had it, which I found very weird that this guy even did it. The Joburg mayor, Ubani Morero, yeah, the minister, the mayor in Joburg, huh?
Panyaza or something, I'm not sure. Panyaza has been.
It's not Upanyaza, Gambon Upanyaza, but I don't think it was Panyaza though, because this is Morero. Panyaza is not Morero, but he's called the Joburg mayor. On the recruitment, because I don't know why he said it, because I haven't watched his thing, but I only saw on the thingy on Instagram when people went to his office, because he said he's going to hire. He said he's what's
the name?
Morera.
Him, Ulo Panya.
We are no Panya. Bro, this guy wants to recruit some foreigners for jobs. Like, I don't get it. I don't know why he said that. But abantu basesowethu bavele bavuka baye office lakhe nama-CV wabo. But because umjisi uvele wathi ufuna ukurecruiter ama-foreigners ukuthi abe ama-traffic cop. Ama-South Africans like, traffic cop, bro. The fuck is... That's it, dog. But the thing okhuluma ngayo with service, actually le mpahla okhuluma ngayo has led to this problem. Kade ngithi ngifuna sikhulume ngayo, which is mostly happening in Eastern Cape, unfortunately for people of Eastern Cape. Okay, so we have, like, let me see, I wrote here because I saw almost about 5, if not, probably numbers say more than this. There are almost about 5 amagarage as a... Sure. Yeah, it's cool. There are almost about 5 amagaraji as a saso that are closed down in Eastern Cape. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Nice, dog. We are cutting a little.
No, I can hear you.
Oh, okay, showcase boy. I understand. But anyway, so there are about 5 of Sasso garages now in Eastern Cape. Right now, the garages have closed down because of the mafias. What do they call them? There's a name that they use to call these people. Because they're asking for Amasaso garages to pay. Unstable connection. Okay, we have a problem with connection. I'm gonna wait for you, man. Yeah, so the mafias are asking. The total garages to pay for protection fees, right? So Ama Garage had to close down because of the protection fee thing, right? That they have to pay. Right, so people lost their jobs basically because Ikarachi had to close down. A number of them happening in Eastern Cape. Now, apparently, this is a problem that is very prominent in Eastern Cape, KZN, and not so much, but in Mpumalanga, Eastern Cape is so prominent. To the point whereby, actually, even Mamkiza was talking about this. To the point whereby, when government assign projects to be done in the community, government will assign projects to be done in the community. So let's say a road has to be built in the community. People from some of the communities, or people even coming from outside of those communities, they will come and hijack the project and ask people who are assigned basically the job to build that road. They'll hijack them and ask them to give them jobs, or force them to have to do the job for them, actually, so that they can get money from that, right? Cool. Now, this is a problem, obviously, because now this means we are an ungovernable state, in a sense that now we have situations whereby people will form their own groups, and then after forming these groups, they will go and hijack entities such as Total Garage. Total Garage, I say Eastern Cape had to close down. Mafias, basically, yes. But now, Mamkiza raised a good point, which I liked, actually. because she's someone who gets these tenders from the government. She's in construction business, obviously. Yeah. So for her, she's worked with these mafias, right? So many times, right? How she feels about the mafias I found very interesting, because I kind of agree with her to a certain point. She is saying the problem on the ground is this. When people get these tenders and they have to build these big infrastructures, they don't hire people from the place, right? This has created so many problems to the point that some people will then, because they don't have a forum to put people into confidence and give them jobs.
Union, actually.
Yeah, basic people are uniting basically against the government to try and get what's theirs from these type of projects. So a big company comes from Joburg, if you are ngagini Sabiso, a Potchefstroom, it is a bridge, it costs 20 million or 50 million for that matter. And to work there, right, to get paid, only to find about 10,000 every month. That's money to umuntu ohlelong inzilu. That's a lot of money. So Mam Kizo was arguing that because we don't have these forums to put in people from Indawo Ihlupekayo, and we're not helping people to basically to facilitate them into the space of them actually being part of these constructions. That's why you're gonna have these problems, right? So it's two sides. Obviously, it's wrong, the idea that we are in a space where by now people have to create mafias and hijack businesses because they feel like government is betraying them and they're not part of the economy. Because this shows that if someone is going to hijack a total garage and tell them for them to operate as a garage, you have to pay protection fee. Otherwise, you're going to get robbed all the time. If people have to get to that space, this means there's a disconnect. This means people are not participating in the economy of the country. They're not given space to participate and contribute and have value too in the space of the economy of the country. Because then some people who are compromised are the people who are working for the total garage. Because those people don't have jobs now. You have about 4 of them shutting down now, 4 of them shutting down at Eastern Cape. About 5 now in total that have shut down because of the mafias asking for protection fee. Right? Mam Kiza is saying it's the problem of not having this facilitation to introduce citizens into basically business in South Africa, to introduce them into having to contribute basically in the space of construction, if it's construction that is being done. It's only people who are connected.
That's very true. That's very true. And funny enough, you touching on, I think you on the just like the whole community. I'm thinking like on a location level where it's just like me having to be someone from Potchefstroom and you have your Somalians outside. This thing is really to a point where even if you as a South African actually you have your rentals. These mafias, they exist and people don't know. You have people now that I don't know if they are tech owners or they are people that are entrepreneurs, but they are making money off us. If you have 10 bedrooms that you are renting, they want protection fee. And that protection fee is for, you have 10 rooms, people are continuing to able to move around freely, they have cars, they have, so for those who do not have problems, you have to give me a fee. If you have a shop, I have a tuck shop, I'm selling, but for us to not, loot your tuck shop, we can protect you. Give me a fee. This is actually, it's from ground level and it's getting to a point where they will never go to ShopRite and say you have ShopRite here, just pay me for it. But they always identify the poor and the poor. Where I read an article where a guy who was selling fat cooks and some cakes and some cigarettes was actually shot by a guy because he was a normal vendor somewhere, just selling stuff. Selling makuinya with your cigarettes and full of things. And was shot because he couldn't pay for that month.
Yeah, see. I see. But if they hijack now, if they're getting to the point whereby they can hijack a Sasol garage and ask for protection fee, Do you see how far it has gotten? This means we have went even way overhand.
Because our previous Udo Kuzan, Minister of Udo Kuzan, what do you call it? There was a point where these construction mafias, he couldn't handle them because they, like in KZN, there are a lot of projects that are built. So
but Mkwanas is dealing with everyone in case it said, hey, Mkwanas is a problem. Mkwanas doesn't play like that. Mkwanas will deal with you, Japan. Mkwanas will sort you out, bro.
I think this channel, I think it's national, not faced with the nation or something. But it wasn't part of these things. And and these tender people, they had a conversation. This person was so intimidated by these mafias that he couldn't even utter their surnames and their names. And he knew. So the point what? Because there's a scenario. He narrated everything. He narrated everything to the core. That does happen. And I'm like, oh, which family is speaking about? He didn't utter a word. One of the family members jumped, like, this person is talking about my family. And don't be shy. It's this family, this is the names, and we're not mafias. These people you say have died because of certain politics. These people who have actually died because of certain situations. My family has catered for them, even them this. Don't make it seem as if. So I don't understand. You speak about this family and you're trying to hide it, but it's not a secret. It's us. And you're talking about one.
They're operating, buff. They're operating, dog. Niggas is operating out there, dog. Yeah, SA, dog. That's how it goes now, dog. You know, SA. That's how it goes, dog. That's how it moves. Yeah, bro. Like, to me, basically, we are not so far actually to having an ungovernable state unless you're going to have someone who's gonna work like Mkwanas in the space. Otherwise, we are not so far actually to have the states where we're just ungovernable. Sorry, 1 second, man. Showcase. Why you remember afuna ushusha amagama manje?
Because I know that name.
Nah, dog, it's fine, dog. It's fine. But where would they be getting you? They can't fly with guns to China, boy.
Yeah, but they don't know their face. So
yeah, fuck them, dog.
They don't know their face. But what I'm saying to you, we know things, you know. And funny enough, there's a lot of things we should be talking about, but I think your audience, they're not ready. But I wish we can have, like, you know, such thing, and maybe it's like a four of us, and just tell what you know, because you think you know people, and I like the knowledge you have, because you are in every, like, every corner of the country. Just like, I know what's going.
Yeah, bro, I have to, dog, with what I'm doing. Smadala, man, just with how, dog. It's us now who's supposed to be doing shit in the country, dog, and running things and getting things done, you know. And the way things are moving, dog, in SA, dog, I'm really worried, bro, like, about the direction of our country and where we are going. Like, it's very. If I was in South Africa recently, dog, it's uncomfortable. Yeah, man.
Can I say something? I was listening to one of your episodes where you made a scenario of a guy who was just suffering, and he came to you and wanted to wash your car.
Yeah.
And you put money. The guy was just like, no.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
How bad is the situation? And you have these bloody politicians standing out there, acting like them. You know, Mina, I want to go back to the point of where chiefs were respected more than politicians. Politicians now are acting like they're the chiefs, and they're done the situation. They are scammers on the hardcore, because they just want to
Yeah.
They trust me. Anyone can buy them, but I'm not saying this in a bad manner. But I'm just like, us as black people, what is going on with us? Because we are aware of the situations, and where they are making their lives seem as if it's something that should be happening in the country. But we need to call them out. And worse, as a black child, you thought you should play soccer. When you're good in soccer, you're going to have a good team, and emphasize on education. Life, like, it's not embarrassing to be a plumber. It's not embarrassing to be a welder. It's not embarrassing to be, yeah. Trust me, that's the only way you can develop a country. You don't need people with your bachelor of what bachelor. What's a doctor gonna? What is a lawyer gonna do for you? What is? Trust me.
I get you. I get you. We don't need all these Bachelor of Social Studies for what? Bachelor of Anthropology for what? Like Bachelor of, like, you have a PhD in history. You know, those type of things. That's true. I understand, because those are not the things those are not the skills we should be putting so much effort into, because we have third world problems. So you need infrastructure. You need to create engineers. You need to emphasize. Actually, technical education, which we call it in South Africa, is the best that we need right now. Technicon should be supported like modern universities rather than actual universities, because technicons teach actual skill, teach welding, they teach plumbing, the things that you are talking about. They teach those type of things, which are the skills that we need. We need actual engineers, people to build infrastructure, roads and stuff like that. That's what we need as a country.
I love you.
Yeah.
Just know, we're very patriotic. I love you.
Yeah. So as a country, doc, we need those type of things, but then it's not popular. Actually, it doesn't come out as cool actually to actually have skills from a technicon compared, because someone from university is taken more serious than someone from a technicon, but someone from a technicon has actual technical skills, hence we call it technicons actually, because these people work with actual skills and they engage.
One is more theoretical.
Yeah.
Trust me, theoretical people, they're never precise. Take the practical person, you will see.
Yeah, because the others are working with the actual thing actually all the time. Hence, I'm saying that too. So yeah, I'm not sure, man. With my visit to SA recently, I'm not sure about the direction actually. Even to as a country where we're going, it's really scary with Sabi so dog. Things are so expensive. Like, bruh, I feel sad. Like, yo, bruh, I feel sad for people. Like, people cannot survive like that. They cannot live with the amounts of expenses that we have. Small things, actually, in SA are big now. Like, in terms of expense. They're very expensive, you know. Even things that used to be cheap back then. Amazambani, yo, bro. Kabanga, cabbage. If you can't buy potatoes, dog, amazambani and a cabbage, boy, you are doomed, dog. That's why you will have a case whereby someone is going to say, yo, dog, ungangikhokheli dog u-50 rand ukuthi ngigeze imoto, ungangihlanganisela amafutha endlini ngishayela amazambane no-anyanisi dog, because it's 50 rand uzongibhayizisa, ngoba uyazi ngo-50 uzophunyelwa amazambane awodwa lawo 5 noma 6 whatever, and then amafutha wasaphumi, ama-anyanisi awusaphumi, impupha isaphuma, suyakubhayizisa lo 50. You understand? So yeah, dog, I agree with you, dog, on that one. I say, dog, man, I don't know, man, what will have to be done, but something will have to be done. But my only thing too, Tina man, because we are the generation that's supposed to be taking over. One of the reasons I started doing this podcast, I turned 30 and I was like, fuck it, bro. I'm 30 years old now, dog. It's now or never, dog. You know, like, I need to change. I need to participate in however way I can. Whether in Kuluma, having conversation, whatever that I can. And also, obviously, business-wise, dog, I need to do some things and get things done, dog. Yeah, so we've covered our hour. In closing, what do you want to share, man?
I just want to say, I'm very grateful for your platform, man. You should. I wish you could have like a podcast and just just because you are broad. Just have people that are just. It's not perfect. You want to look and things. You want to actually awaken, because you were home, man. Even what you say, people are awakening people that this is a situation, and it's beyond what you see, and allow us to just need to tap on certain situations. But life is beautiful. And South Africa, we're in trouble. And we need people to be aware. We don't want this discussion about minor things. Like if for economy, it's deeper than just your own community. You have to take a step. When you talk about people that are mostly equal, we have to sacrifice at the school because it's deeper than us.
Yeah, it's very big.
Look up to, trust me, they're just a bunch of scammers, and we need to get rid of them. That's all I can say.
Yeah, bruh. We need a different alternative from politics. That's true. Politics alone is not gonna help us actually. Politics alone. We're gonna talk about Zuma and MK one day, you know, because but just to give you my stance, my man. What I like and what I don't like. I like the fact that Zulu people are such a tribe that is able to run their shit. Like, you cannot, Zulu people will always be Zulus. When things came to fan, they did their Zulu thing and they got it together and they fought their fights. Obviously, the fights, as I said before on my podcast, was against the ANC because they feel like the ANC has let them down. Yeah, so because the ANC didn't take any of their people, no one actually from KwaZulu-Natal is in a highest position in the ANC. So because of that, they went on and they make the party and did their thing with Zuma, try and prove the ANC that they can do their thing. My only issue is whereby people think that's a man who had 9 years as a president of the country, all of a sudden is going to make a difference if he had the chance. That's my only issue. Because now the way we sound like we didn't have problems during Zuma era. Yes, Ramaphosa, we have bigger problems, but at some point there was Zuma must fall and people went out in streets to campaign against him losing his position, you know. So that's also this thing Zuma created black millionaires, but it's black millionaires who are connected in politics, and that's one of my biggest issues. But we're gonna get to this, dog. So khuluma nawe, dog. Ngiyabonga Poison.
Bless you, Twan. I love you.
Awuyazi Twana, ngiyakuthanda Poison. Ngithanda kuphela boy. So
number